ATG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And it's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
This for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic.
He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. High ball top number 50, you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, legend from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the pool hall, legend from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the quarterback to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune of luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man we all shout proper. without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Victory makes our hearts pound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Cornerback to the perfect cup, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up just for fortune or luck, but skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball. Comes the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. Houston man, we all shout proper.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
Right, good evening everybody, welcome back to VP4TV. We're here for Friday Night 9-ball and it starts in about 3 minutes time. Right Mark, did you read that in the lobby? That last stream I did, that last match we did, and you said I didn't say hello to you. I said hello to you in the opening line when I started talking. I just thought I'd clarify that, and I'll await your apology. Now, Matt, MC_Clarkey, messaged me saying that he tried to get a hold of Larry to sort out the match tonight. Who's Larry Griffiths? Anyway, but he never got a reply from Larry. He sent me a new message to play tomorrow, but still signed up for Friday Night 9-ball. Well, I told Matt that the fact that Larry hadn't given him a reply, that the chances are Larry was going to show up here for Friday Night 9-ball anyway. Terry Griffiths, I'm reading that wrong. Terry Griffiths is 77 today. What was I going to say? I've lost my train of thought now. Aye, that's what I was going to do. Right, so Matt and Larry will obviously try and sort that match out whenever. But if I go into the events and go to the 8-ball, we can see that we have matches now on the schedule. We've got the one lost side match with Fast Eddie and Spectre Dawn. That's going ahead on Sunday night. Now, that starts at 7:30. And then we have the Albinario Bedhead match, which is, in fact, that's the same bloody night, isn't it? It's Sunday. So they're starting at 8:15. So we can start with the Fast Eddie match and Spectre Dawn. Remember, it's a one lost side match, so it's a race to 9. That gives about 45 minutes until the Albinario Bedhead match. It might go over that. It might go the hour, depending on what the score is. But the hot seat match, or to play to get in the hot seat, I should say, because Cobra's already there. We've got Albinario and Bedhead, the two Swedes, going at it at 8:15 on Sunday night. Right, so Friday Night 9-ball tonight. How long we got? Well, we've actually started the thing. The bracket should be live. Yes, it is. We've got a bunch of people who are going to get hefty handicaps in this, I can tell you that. We've got Mark Baxter, Chase One Around, Chris Houdini, Irish Gaz, Larry, Matt has signed up, Miskin, Rez, Spectre Dawn, Stefan and Wenny. There's obviously 2 or 3 players who are in this week, but haven't been regular players. So let's have a look at the bracket, and we'll see that Larry has drawn Houdini in the top match. Matt gets a bye, so the winner of that match will be playing Matt in round 2. We have Bankster up against Rez. We have Chris up against Spectre Dawn, and Chris is getting the full boona. He's getting 5 and out. Wenny gets a bye. We have Steve-O against Irish Gaz. And we have Chase One Around against Miskin. And Stefan gets a bye. So I think we'll go in and watch. We'll get in and see if we can jinx Mark. Good evening to Matt. Oh, hang on, I need to change the cloth. Miscellaneous and blue. Right, so this match we have no handicap. Remember, in the winner side it's races to 7. On the one loss side it's races to 4. It's a money ball handicap, it's not a rack handicap. So this one, there is no handicap. The two players are fairly close as far as rating goes. Now, just a word on that. If you were watching the match the other night there, the other live stream I was doing, remember I was talking about that road crash where the car was going north on the M6 and all occupants in the car going north all got killed. It still didn't clarify that it was a mum and a dad, but it was a man and a woman. And the two kids, I think the boy was 15, I can't remember what the girl was. And obviously the oncoming driver who was driving on the northbound carriageway going south and had the head-on collision, he died as well. Well, the news I heard this morning was that the driver in the car going north, the 42-year-old man who was heading home with the other occupants, he's actually, or he was the chef, the current chef in Wagamama restaurant. And you might say, well, what does that matter? Well, Wagamama restaurant, they're all over the country. And where I work in Glasgow at Silverburn, the big Silverburn shopping centre, there is a Wagamama in there, and he was the chef in that restaurant. So literally 200 yards as a walk, that's where he was working. And they're all devastated. Watch the cue ball. Now, I'm going to state the obvious here. I assume Irish Gaz is Irish. Yes, he is. He's got the Irish tricolour. Republic of Ireland. And he gets the first rack on the board. And an excellent break. That 5 ball doesn't look frozen. And it isn't. I was watching the cue ball. I was watching the Reyes Cup this afternoon, the final session. Europe put up a little fight. They got it back to, I think it was 10-6 they got it back to. But they lost the final match. So Asia won the Reyes Cup. Efren was there, no doubt presenting the trophy. I never saw that part of it, but I saw the. I missed the first match of the session that they had today, but I saw everything else. The question is whether they're going to. It's going to be like the Moscone Cup in terms of they're going to have a return event next year, and whether that's going to be in various locations throughout Europe. I would assume it would be. You never know. It might not happen next year. Anything happens in pool tournaments are all built up to be great, and then they don't get the money put together, and then things fall apart. Well, Steve-O should be back all square. I saw a reminder at work today on the notice board that the clock is back 1 hour in the UK on Sunday, the 27th of October. So for that one night, we'll get an extra hour in bed, or you can stay up an hour later. It's 6.5 a dozen. It makes no difference. And then, of course, we'll be on Greenwich Mean Time, which at the moment means that Friday night 9-ball on the first Friday after that Sunday would be scheduled to start at 6 p.m. British Summer Time. And that's where I just have to give Steve a reminder to get that changed. I've always thought that tournaments should always be at the same time, no matter what time of year it is. Problem is that Redback does the tournaments and he doesn't change the times. He just lets them go. I still think that regularity and reliability of the tournament starting at a specific time is the best way of guaranteeing that people know that when they show up, it's going to be on. So I'll remind Steve to change that. And it also means that it suits me better for live streaming as well. 7 o'clock's not too late to start, considering that the tournament can go 3.5 hours and longer. Just depending how matches go. Well, that wasn't great. That needed to run that cue ball, I think, to get up the table. And this will be no good either, unless it can really thin cut, but it's an even easier reverse bank, this 9-ball. It might thin cut. All right, comfortably thin cut. So Steve-O gets out. Now there's chat. There's Matt's typed something there, but it's not come through my bloody Twitch again on my phone. Let me read that. Who's favourite in the bottom half of the bracket, you think? Bottom half of the... Are we talking about the 8-ball? What bracket are we talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, Matt. I'm assuming you're talking about the 8-ball. I'd need to bring it up to have a look. In fact, I'll just do that just to annoy people. Now, did I... Right, let's do that. Bottom half of the one-loss side, who's favourite? Looking at that, I would say... Oh, it's a toss of a coin. Well, looking at the bottom half, it's between you and Larry, isn't it? In the bottom half, that's the only match that's left. And whoever wins that better not be thinking it'll be dead easy against Rabi either. So yes, it's a toss of a coin between the pair of yous, if that's what you're talking about, that is. Right, let's see if we can get back to Friday night 9-ball. Bring that up. Set that timer thing to there. Go to there. Ah, now the chat come up, but the other part didn't come up. That tournament that you're streaming, what, Friday night 9-ball? Or this? Who's favourite in the bottom half of the draw? Well, the bottom half. Well, I would say off the top of my head, I would say Stefan's probably favourite in the bottom half. Although Mark might argue that. That depends whether he gets through this match. But the way it looks at the moment, Stefan and Mark are due to meet each other at some point along the line. Right, anyway. Gaz broke off, scratched in the break by the look of it. Having got it back to 2 apiece. Now here's a table that you simply have to get out on. Now that could have done me, I mean, you could have done me overhitting that by quite a bit, you know, even to there, by another foot. You see, that wasn't played with a great deal of confidence either. Now the cue balls want to run tight, it wants to bump into the 9. And it was one cut too many. Well, this is Mark coming to Friday night 9-ball as well, where he's, you know, he doesn't spend afternoons in the lobby playing 9-ball, so he doesn't get any table time either in his defence. And what you're trying to do is find your feet, you know, stone cold basically. Now this needs a wee stun, and that's the way to do it. He's done it a wee bit too much though. Now this is a 3-railer to come around this sort of direction, but not behind the 9. Not behind the 9. Commentator's eye. Not behind the 9. See, that's. It was in a fairly tight space to get into with the cue ball there. He just overhit it. And this is another good bank, this 8-ball, but it's a thin cut as well. So there's always going to be plenty of mistakes with the lower rated players because they've not got that cue ball under as tight a control as the top-notch players do. And Steve-O's break in rack number 6 is dry. Now, this would be a long 2-9 combo. Yeah, they're not easy. But the one thing he had to do there was to make sure he had it. Yeah, I'll say that again. He had to make sure he hit it fairly firm to make sure that the 9-ball was coming out of there if it wasn't going in. Well, Mark only overcut that by 1.5 yards, but I think that was probably the right English that did that. Well, you can go forward and check the cue ball and come back up towards the 6-ball here if you want. And he's found the gap. Now you've got to watch the pace in this. And if anything, overhit it like that to make sure you're taking the 8-ball well out of the equation. That was the right shot. Or you can nursemaid this in But do you want to really be playing the 6 ball hampered by the 7 like that? I don't think so. And this needs a lot of pace. Yeah. Well, Mark likes to make his life difficult. Little draw between the 8 ball and the 9 here, I think, with that angle. Oh no, he's went all out for the bank. Well, this 7 ball looks married to the rail from this end. It's not quite. There's enough room there to work it. But you've still got to think about the cue ball. He's actually got slightly behind it there, believe it or not. That's why it came away from the rail that far. Now this needs another stunt. That's a shot. The stun, I think he's playing it into the side, but well, this he's just got to go to the rail and get into a line. Well, he stunned it right this time. So this has got Hill written all over it, this match. Dry again, I think. Tried to avoid the 6 here to duck in behind it, but he's left this on. Well, you can get into the gap to play the 2 ball. You don't have to jack this up big time, but I think he dragged all the pace off it there. Got good on the 2. But I think he spun the cue ball there a wee bit. Maybe put a bit of English on it that wasn't intended, or maybe he had English on it for a specific reason, but playing it at a soft pace like that, it's going to squirt a wee bit more, I think. Well, the bump in the 7 did the trick there. Again, you can go forward, you can do whatever you want here as long as you get good. He's played the bank, that's going to hold the line. And this is going to run into the 6. No, in fact, it didn't. That was well done. I thought that was odds on it was going to run into the 6. Got to be careful. Side pocket going around the angles is always the danger. Oh, it's wiped its feet. It's hung up. Well, this is where you got to go up and look at the pocket first before you shoot this. You could go right round it and miss it. But he's got the hit and got a nice roll. Couldn't have finished any better. No idea that was going to finish there. And it's worked out perfect. So Gaz back into the lead. And the first result is through. Larry's off and running. Comfortable 7 racks to 1 victory over Houdini. Now, Gaz should be opening up a gap here. And again, he's still loads of room to get to the 4 ball. Just nursed it in. And another result in another race by Bankster. Same score, 7 racks to 1 against Rez. I wonder, you know, Rez doesn't play in these very often, but I wonder how many of these players that don't play in this very often, when they lose the first match, how many of them are actually going to stay around to play the one-loss side. Because I'm fairly certain they haven't a clue that they've got another chance. And another result through. Well, the results are racing through here. Spectre Dawn, of course. Who won it last week? I actually streamed it last week and I've totally forgotten who won it. Was it Larry won it last week? Anyway, somebody might know. Spectre Dawn with a 7-2 win over Chris. And Gaz does get the 2-rack lead. There's about 2.5 second delay on Twitch. And Gaz's break dry again. Mark struggling to find the line. 6 and 7 ball are a problem. This is scratching. Oh. Can you sneak out? No, he's trying to cross bank it. I was going to say there, can he sneak out behind that 3? If he could maybe spin the cue ball up behind that bunch of balls up the top there. Because that's a decent sized target to get to it. And that's taking care of the problem with the 6 and 7 ball. But the other problem is Steve-O doesn't have a pot. Well, it's all-out attack from these players, going for anything that they see. And again, the wrong move at the wrong time by Mark, because he's giving Irish Gaz a free go here to open up the gap even further. Well, I would imagine he's just going to roll through as far as he dares here, because he's dead straight. The danger's following that in. Well, he's stunned it, so presumably he's playing the combo. Yeah, well, Mark gets a lifeline there, because I thought he should have been braver and actually rolled through to play that 7 on the side, but it was straight, and if you don't get the touch right, you're following that ball in. And Mark's overcutting him again. Going to have to adjust his line a wee bit. He's overcutting him. And that's gone to that ugly spot. The shot you don't want. And this time, well, it's not that difficult a cut. You've just got to get the cue ball across the table and back into the table. And that'll do it. So now Steve-O wants that good break, a ball and a shot. And he ain't getting anything either. Oh, 4 balls decided it did want to go, but no shot in the 1. Now that might cross bank into that corner. It looks a decent line, but he's not going for it this time, which is surprising. Now I know what I'm doing from here, but the problem's the 9 and the 2 ball. Well, he's got a good line. Brought the one in the middle of the table. Obviously, Slim must be working again at this time of day, his time, because it might be like 7:30 here, but it's like 1:30 in the afternoon, I think, where Slim is, and so he may well be busy at work, which is why he doesn't make every Friday night 9-ball. She's going inside, it needs to bounce. That creates a problem. But used all of the pocket and got a sight in the 6. Albeit I think he's very straight. Well, he's got a slight angle. But I think he tried to make more of that than he actually needed to there. And first criticism with Gaz is he's in too much of a hurry. Too much of a hurry. Well, that was so far offline it nearly went in off the 8. And this is tough. Cue ball. There you go. And another gift for Steve-O to square the match. Oh, watch the cue ball here. Bye-bye. Well, there you go. I mean, I don't want this. You have it, says Steve-O. Should have been back all square. And the old... Oh, dearie me, what a shot in this 9-ball. I mean, that's terrible. Like I said, too much of a hurry. You've got to take your time and get yourself lined up in a shot, for goodness sake. I mean, you just don't be that desperate to get the shot over with sometimes, these players. Got to get yourself set and get yourself sighted. And Mark gets out of jail. And Gaz should have been the hill. He might end up paying for that. Oh dear. Cue ball's gone south. Ball in hand. 1-9 combo. And this time, no mistake. Couple of balls tracked each other into the left side pocket. I think the one goes past the 6. It does. And no worries about getting in the 4 ball. So the 2 and 3 went in on the break. That's going nowhere. That's going nowhere. See, there's no control there. You've got to think a bit more about what you're doing. Yes, if it doesn't hit the 9, it's going to bounce off the rail and come up into the table, but that wasn't the way to play it. And Mark with a cheeky little draw into the 9, and we're hill. What did I tell you? I told you it was going all the way. Five ball goes in. No shot in the 1. Push out. Will be called, I would think, unless he's going to give it a bash. He's giving it a bash. Well, that's quite a big pocket where the 2 ball is. Now you can overcut the 1 onto this 9 and try and knock that 9 in. No. Well, that's the shot I would have played. I would have tried to overcut the one onto the 9, and it might have brushed in off that too. And Mark's at it again. Boom! In goes the cue ball. And the only thing that saved his life there is the fact that one ball didn't line up with the 9. Well, this has been a list of catastrophes watching this match, but that's what happens. You've got one guy that's in too much of a hurry, and you've got another who's a virtual pool veteran but doesn't play, or rarely does. And you get all the mistakes and everything, loose cue balls happening, scratches left, right and centre, and another poor positional shot by Gaz. And Mark is going to get, is this get the legs? Has it got the legs? Has it got the legs? No. Oh, he's got to get the cue ball out of there. And this needs to keep going and bounce to get into a line. Well, it's not bad. And straight up the table, an easy 9 ball for the win. Well, let's be honest, anybody could have won that. So Steve-O UK goes through, and that's what the 4th result that we've had in these matches. So let's have an update. Let's see where we are. We've got Larry and Matt's already 3-1 up in that match. Bankster and Spectre Dawn. Spectre Dawn 2-1 up. Wenny and Steve-O about to play, and we've got Chase 1 around, and Miskin still going at it in that first round match. Stefan waiting in the winner. So we'll head in to see Larry and Matt. Now, what's the handicap? Larry's getting a 7 ball. Well, this is the shot that'll win the rack if he can get down onto this 4 ball. And there's that result just through. Now this is going to need to check up, and it hasn't. But Larry is going to have Matt in a heap of trouble in a second. This should be nailed to the 6. And it is. So Chase 1 around has moved over to the 1 loss side. Michigan wins that match 7 racks to 3. I'm just going to move my mouse cable a wee second. Hang on. The table will move about a bit once I get this sorted. Hang on. It's just annoying me. Right, now. Right, get my phone back in position. Right, that's better. So the 7 ball, Larry back within 1. No evidence of coldest pillow tonight. Easy enough a Friday night 9 ball. Now this just needs to cut across into the table, but not too far. And that's perfect. Well, perfect in the sense he's got the pot. It's just slightly the wrong angle in this 4, but he can go forward and check it. Check it with the inside English. And he's nailed himself to the rail though, so he may well have to jack up. Oh no, he's just running through. Well, this is just a little jab, I presume. A little jabby drag like that. because all you're doing is killing the pace off the cue ball so you can play the 7 long. So this squares the match. Definitely dry this time. And it's a thin cut into the side, or it's a mid-range, or well, mid to long range 1-4 combo. So he's going to cut it in the side, but that 4 ball is taking up most of the pocket. Well, he's ended up nowhere in the 2 ball. This cue ball definitely wants to scratch off the 1 into the side. And the thin cut. Now let's look at that from this angle. Well, you can see that the 2 ball goes, but when you're sitting at that line, it ain't too pretty. I thought Larry was going to try and get dirty there and dink in behind the 4, but knowing Larry, it's all out for the pot on most occasions, and he's got away with it. Well, the 5 is a good stopper, and there's a good target up top right there to try and hide the cue ball. But again, Larry's looking at the bank past that 4 ball. It looks tight, but in it goes, and that's the problem with playing the bank. He's bumped to 7, and has he got a cut in the 3? I think he has it. He might overcut it. Yeah, no, the old eyes have gone. He's hit the 8. Now, going back to the shot he had to start with, he went for the bank, but had he just pushed that, whatever ball it was, onto the 5, he could have ducked up the table behind the 3 and 8, because that was a target to get to. Now, this will be a good shot. And that's well controlled. Beautiful control. And this is just a little follow through. And a nice angle up into the table for the 7. See, it all look, compared to the first match, the contrast is like night and day, because if you play the shot right and you execute it correctly, then the cue ball does tend to go in the direction you want it to go. And that's where there's lots to be learned in playing Virtual Pool 4. And yes, whatever you can learn in Virtual Pool 4, you can take that to the real table. Well, the 9 ball's gone in. It'll come back up. And I think another couple went in. The 8 ball went in, the 2 ball went in, 9 ball goes back in its spot. And what looks like, well, it was a thin cut, but he nailed the bank. Well, now, this is one of these off-angle cuts, but there's plenty of room past the 6. No, but there was well, that was terrible. Now, from playing some good shots, he's played a terrible safety there. I mean, I think he's got cover, but he should really have been right on top of that 7. Is Larry going to jump over the edge, or is he going to kick this? What's he doing? He is going to jump it. So it'll be all out for the cut then. Oh, beautifully played. And the cue ball's not going to be ideal. Well, again, loads of room past the 6, but at this angle, the difficulty's multiplied, because you're still going to hold the cue ball to have a shot in the 5. And it ain't too bad. I mean, should still expect to knock this in up the table. Cue ball's going in the right direction for the 6. You don't have to think about that. You just have to watch the pace. He's got a very slight angle. He can go 3 rails here, just going forward. Oh, is he digging in? Well, no, he is going forward. I thought he was trying to spin it up, but that was a line. That was always the easy line to get there. And this will just be a little drop through, 8 ball into the side. In fact, he didn't need it. What am I talking about? Not 8 ball, because he only needs a 7. Forgot about the handicap again. 2 ball goes in top left. 6 ball thought about it. Thin cut. Does he want to really go full-blooded for the 1 and stun the 6 in, or does he just want to roll that 1 in? And there's your answer. Now, this is the vital shot, getting on this 4 in such a way that you can do something with this 5 ball. And he can. He's got the angle. He can spin this in. And, well, he doesn't need to, because the 5 goes. He doesn't need to. The 5 goes. He just needs to get up the table. Yeah. Can cheat the pocket. And he doesn't need to worry about the 6. So this just needs to be dead weight. He doesn't need to do this. It did have loads of room to cheat the pocket. So Larry into the lead. And the break works again. This time he's perfect in the 1. Well, I think he might have a bit more at it. I think he's got it's hard to judge the angle when you're looking at it from that direction. Well, it clearly was an issue, because he was trying to stun out for the 2 into the bottom corner. Misses the 1 because of it. And now Matt has to deliver. Now, he may well just leave this for the 3-9 combo here. He's got to think his odds are pretty good in getting it, but he's digging up the table to try and get better. Well, that could have went wrong. And it's still tricky. Dragging the pace off and killing everything. Matt's execution of certain shots is usually pretty high quality. Got a nice touch. Now, again, the angle is there, just to come down this right side. But of course, he's going to bump the 8. And it shouldn't make a great deal of difference, I don't think. Oh dear. He had his eye on where the 8 ball was going to go. And this is a gift for Larry to get to the hill. Just roll in the 7. Well, that's the big error there from Matt. Could cost him the match. That was the thing about whenever you're going to play that 7, you know you're going to brush the 8. So Matt was concerned about how much of the 8 ball he was taking, the pace he was playing the 7 ball at. And you know, he didn't want to kill the 8 ball on the top rail, and in doing all of that, he forgot about the actual pot. And meanwhile, Matt is in, well, from here on in, he's in last chance saloon, and he should definitely be back to within 1. now. Needs the good break and the follow-up to take it all the way. No joy, nothing doing, and look at the 1 ball. Well, the 3 and 5 ball may well have came to Matt's rescue. And that 7 ball up top, well, you can get to the 7 ball a lot easier than you can get to the 3 ball, let's put it that way. And the 2 ball, you've got to dig in and get right up the table to get a shot at it. This is far from simple. And Larry's looking at, well, this is ambitious. A 2-9-7 combo for the match. And nowhere near it, but watch what he's doing here. Cardinal sin. He's bumped and opened up the 3, and that's what happens. He went all out for it, and not only that, the loose running balls have opened up the 3 ball for Matt. Well, I presume Matt played the reverse bank there, and no sooner has he done that, he's sold out. Well, Larry's got to give this a good little bump to bump something out the way here, unless he's dragging back. Well, anywhere up the table top right, you'll see the 5 ball. He might go below the 5 ball for all it. You know, he could just go below it like that, and he wants to be fairly straight. That way, he could hold easily for the 6. And he couldn't just go out and above the 7 and 6 now. Needs to keep going though. Oh, he needed a bit more juice in that. I mean, he can still pot it, I think, but I'll tell you something, he can barely get to that. This has got overcut on it all day long, just like that. Well, that was a poor shot from Larry because he needed to get out comfortably into the table for that. And this is another hill match. And Larry's got a terrible habit of if there's a way to lose a rack, an important rack, Larry's got a way of finding them nowadays far too often. So here we go, second one in a row, hill. Now that might have been a 7 ball that went into the right side there, and again the 1 ball wide open, smack bang on, and Larry can wave bye-bye to the winner's side. He's heading to the madhouse early on tonight, Larry. I don't think he's going out of this. Well, you can't just drop the 3 in, get into the gap with the 7 and 9, 4 into the side. Loads of room to go on the 5, so no worries there. And this definitely should be done and dusted. Uh-oh, hang on a minute. Oh, no. Has he got enough of that? Just enough, but he's left it short. He's now got the blind cut back. You'd still always expect him to get this without really a problem, but watch the cue ball. And dead weight. Well, the golden rule with this is anywhere but down on top of the 8 ball. Well, this could be dead weight. It could be up and down, back into the middle of the table, and that's what it's going to be. Well, Larry, shot yourself in the foot there. Needed to hit that a wee bit harder to get out comfortably in the 6, and he was home and dry. And in the end, it cost him the match. So Matt goes through by the odd rack, 7 racks to 6. And once again, we'll have the update. Meanwhile, I think we'll just jump straight into this one with Spectre Dawn, who is also now in the hill against Bankster. Bankster getting the 6 ball. And Spectre Dawn gets a ball. I think the 1 ball's gone. And well, he got it to the rail. Oh, that could have done with running a bit further there. Make use of that 3 ball, but he's left it short. Now, is the billiard on? I think the billiard is definitely on here, onto that 8 ball. Of course, then you don't know where the 2 ball's going to finish. Well, somebody's got to try and get away from there. But the danger is if you're trying to go up the table from that 2 ball where it's sitting right now, you could end up nudging the 8 ball away and opening up the pot, and he's played that well. Now that's got Spectre Dawn in trouble, even though he can see the 2. The problem that he's got here is that 2 ball wants to stay there. And he'll settle for that. But this is where Bankster needs to be careful, because he's trying to still use that 8 ball for cover, but he could set up a combo. And would you believe it, he still found the gap. Now is Spectre Dawn going to go all out for the combo this time? He's having a look at it, I think. I think that's the one option that he looks to be lining up, and played it well. 2 ball stays in play as well. And, well, I suppose this is the rack and match winning shot here. If he gets anywhere half decent on the 3 ball, you've got to think it's all over. And that's going to bounce nice. Perfect. Not a lot happening in the chat. We've got a lot of silent people. Well, we haven't got that many silent people. We've got 5 on. That's just dropped down to 4 on YouTube. And we've only got, well, myself included, we've got 3 on Twitch. Well, this could have ended up better. It's tight. And you've always got to aim them for the far jaw for it to drop in. And now everything's fine. So Bankster will become the most dangerous player on the 1 loss side. And Larry will be hoping to avoid him. I think Bankster's got a bit of a jinx over Larry. 9 ball, not nailed to the rail, but in it goes. So Spectre Dawn, steamrollers again into the next round. So let's have a look. We have Matt through to play Spectre Dawn. Needless to say, that's what we're going to be watching. We've got Wenny and Steve-O tied at 4 apiece. We've got Miskin on the hill against Stefan. Oh, Stefan must be having one of his Friday night 9 ball nights, because He's not giving Miskin anything, but he's only got 2 racks on the board. So Stefan's good, bad, or ugly. It looks as if he's playing ugly tonight to be 6-2 down. Or, credit to Miskin, he might be playing hot. You never know. Now Larry's now up against danger here, 6 and out from chase 1 around. And Bankster now playing Irish Gaz. Chris waiting on a loser coming across. And as is Houdini. So let's go into that match between Matt and Spectre Dawn. In fact, nobody's in yet. I'm first in. So that gives me time to have a quick drink. So the tournament's been on for, 58.5 minutes. Well, neither of them are in a hurry to get in and get on with the damn thing. Come on, guys, let's get a move on. Unless the 2 of them are in the toilet at the same time. Well, we've got 1 player. Spectre Dawn is in. I'll tell you something, my viewers in Virtual Pool 4, my viewers are treating these matches like they were at a tournament, sitting in the crowd, because they are silent, not a word out of anybody. Don't need to call order at all. Right, here we go, Matt on the right-hand side, Spectre Dawn on the left, lag for the break, looks as if Matt's a bit heavy. So Spectre Dawn gets first go, and it's a scratch match between these 2, no handicaps. Both of them very hefty ratings. And, well, you expect top quality when you get this level of player at the table. Spectre Dawn's break gives him the 2 ball, but no shot in the 1. Well, this is asking for trouble, because Matt's going to duck behind that 6 ball, I would think. The 1 ball does, well, I don't know what the hell he's done there. I don't know what he was trying there. But he's got cover. I don't know whether Spectre Dawn can jump that and get enough of the 1 to actually pot it. He probably can't. I think he can jump it and punch the 1, but he won't have the same pace in the cue ball to get the energy into that 1 ball to get it really away, I don't think. We'll soon find out, because I think that's what he's doing. Whether he thinks he can get enough of the 1 to actually cut it, I don't know. Well, you see, cue ball's gone forward. It's checked up. But I think Matt is okay. He's not... Yeah, he can get out of there clean. Oh, yeah, you're the first person that spoke since Matt spoke before he started playing in the bloody tournament. Good God. A lot of quiet people watching, or people with not a lot to say. But that's what the chat's there for. If you've got anything you want, if you've got any grievances or complaints, I'll pass them on to the support. That might open a can of worms. So it looks very likely Matt's going to pinch this first rack off Spectre Dawn's break, which doesn't happen all that often. Now, can he get daylight? Can he get Spectre Dawn chasing him? Well, a ball has gone in, but look at that 9 ball. Now, does he play the reverse bank straight off the bat? Reverse bank, or is he going to thin cut this? Because you've got a 3-9 combo up the top there. So what does he do? If he gets greedy too soon, this could all go pear-shaped. And he's went for the cut. So now the problem is the 5 ball. That's the problem. Or the 8 ball. If he's going to, is he going to check this big time, or is he going to spin it around tight? No, the problem was actually the 7 ball. Well, now he's in a dilemma. Is he going to try and stun the cue ball onto the 9? Yeah. And that's a quick rack for 2-0. And suddenly my YouTube count has died on the stream. It's got that little bug that I had last week where Twitch is showing 3 and YouTube's now showing nothing at all. And Matt's break has given him a ball, but no straightforward shot in the 1. And this might look simple enough to thin cut that 1, and that's reasonably tight to the rail. He's got to get it flush. In fact, he got it far too thin, but the problem was never that. The problem was getting anywhere near the 2, and now he's married the 6 to the 2 ball, so Matt's chances of doing anything from this are slim to 0, because there's an awful lot of traffic in and around the 2 and 6. I mean, if they weren't there, you've got a good angle to cut this 1 and get the cue ball running. He's trying to get down into the corner and get, well, it needed a bit of, oh, that might work. That might work. I don't think he can get to it, though. I don't think he can get it, but he can certainly leave Spectre Dawn in trouble. And there is a result through. Steve-O marches on against Wenny, 7 racks to 5. And the cue ball's going good here for Spectre Dawn, although there's plenty of room to jump. And thin cut that 2 in. No idea where this cue ball's going to end up. Not a clue. In fact, you're just really hoping you get lucky. Has he decided against the jump? Yes, he has. Oh, that might be a mistake. That might be a mistake. I mean, if that was Larry and Spectre Dawn, I'm pretty certain 99 times out of 100, the 2 of them would have had a go at the jump there to cut that in. And as it is, Matt's given Spectre Dawn a chance here just to drop the 2 in, come back into the table a wee bit, and he's on the 3. Well, he's come in, he's come up a wee bit too far. And Matt breathes again. Now can he get the cue ball out of there and as far away from the 3 as possible? Oh no, he's gone for the jump. Yeah, I'm pretty certain Spectre Dawn, if he had that shot that Matt had earlier in the rack there, he would have played the jump every day of the week. And that's got Matt in a heap of trouble. No problem to hit the 4, just to give it a bang. It might billiard in off the 7. Oh, he's hit it too full. He actually hit it too good. And there's, well, remember what I said earlier on about these players that don't play in Friday night 9 ball very often. Irish Gaz is one of them, and he's left the building. I'm certain these people don't understand this as double elimination. We see it time and time again. Players that don't play in it all that often, they lose their first match and then away they go. They've left the building. So Bankster gets an easy win there in that one loss side. Or maybe when I think about it, at the pace that Irish Gaz was playing in that match with Steve-O, maybe he's in a hurry to get out for the night, and maybe that was why he's gone. He's maybe away to the pub. He's maybe got his Guinness ordered and it's sitting in the bar. Meanwhile, Spectre Dawn is in the match, trailing by 2 racks to 1. Gets what the hell ball was that? Was it 8 ball? Yes, it was. He's got a dodgy cut in the 1. Well, it's a dodgy cut either way. Now, is he going to collide with that too? Well, he's making sure he wasn't going to collide with that. It's very well played. Spun the cue ball away from the 2, killed the pace in the cue ball, and it's landed plumb perfect in the 2 ball. That needs to keep running. He's left it short. Oh dear, the yawning has started. And it's what time is it? It's only 9 minutes past 8. And we've hit the sleep wall already. And, you know, one shot too many when these pots are offline. Hit any of the knuckles in this table, they don't go in. And that's an opportunity missed there from Spectre Dawn. Although Matt's overhit that as well. And again, this is not quite as simple. And he's got that clean. There was just enough room for that ball to get in there. He got it absolutely perfect. But it is a great opportunity to get that daylight that you want. Now, what does he do here? Does he go running? Or is he just going to drop it dead weight? It's dead weight. And this is just a little roll through. And the lead will be 3 racks to 1. Ball in the side. Might have been the 8 ball again. I think it was. 8 ball going again. But nothing doing on that one. Well, the push out's up to the top left-hand corner and just leave the edge of the 1. Oh, that might be a terrible shot. Oh, I'll tell you something, he is fortunate because he's just got enough cover there, I think. That cue ball should have been there. He most likely would have been put back in, but he almost made an arse of that. He almost did. There's not enough to pot the 1, but he would like to play, I'll tell you, he would want to play that shot again. That's 7 ball. Well, he hasn't got there. Now, this 1 ball looks a dead bank. Or a thin cut for that matter. Oh, and he's in a nice little rub in the 7 and a nice little rub in the 2. Couldn't have asked for much better there. Oh, good evening to Vertical Liquid. At least there's somebody who said hello. Oh no, look who's arrived in the room. Look who's arrived. Well, this 9-ball might be in the way. He's digging in deep here to try and avoid it, because the cue ball wants to run a line. Yeah, and that's maybe why he ended up missing the 4. He'll probably take that though. I mean, there's worse places the 4-ball could have finished. But it is a reverse bank past the 9-ball, this 4-ball. I think Spectre Don's lining that up. I could be wrong. In fact, I probably am looking at that. It doesn't go past the 5, so I'm not really sure what he's looking at. I mean, I think the reverse bank's got to be played. He's lining up and lining up and lining up, but I'm not sure what he's looking at. Got to play the reverse bank. That's what he looks as if he's playing now. That's dead weight. That's perfect. That's going in every day of the week. Clean as a whistle. And now, again, he could stun this in and just nip across, or he can let it run. He's got to run out and avoid the 9, and he's checked up and avoided the 9. Another result through. Larry survives against Chase 1 around. No doubt Larry was given a decent enough handicap there, but he's looks as if he's fairly comfortably through. Welcome to Lard as well. We've got people saying hello tonight. Everybody else is silent. I think, what were we talking about last week? Usually food and films, isn't it? Well, this looks a pretty good break, apart from the fact that the 2-ball looks ugly again. It looks very ugly. Let alone that the 1-ball isn't a gimme either. Oh dear. Well, he hasn't got the legs. Trying to use that 4-ball up there, I think, but he hasn't got there. Now, this is tricky. It's tricky because the 1-ball doesn't really want to go anywhere. It'll catch that 4. But Spectre Don's got good length in the cue ball. And this you've got to be careful also. Now, I think to cut that one back the way to the left, he's played the reverse bank or the reverse combo. Well, obviously, I mean, if you want to, you can have a go at the 1-ball, but you've no chance whatsoever getting to the 2. Now, what about playing the billiard? What about playing the I would stun that onto the 7. I would stun the cue ball onto the 7 and play the combo on the 2. I mean, that's stone dead. Why did he not see that shot? Absolutely stone dead, that 7 and 2. Now, you could easily just have stunned the cue ball off the 1, bumped that 7, and the 2 goes in. And now Matt's got himself in a hole. Spectre Don's buried him. And he might have regretted not even considering that option. And, well, I think the best thing that happened there for Matt is that 9 ball didn't do anything to move the 2, but Spectre Don can get the cue ball into the 1 there and play the combo and settle the deal. Yeah, I've been yawning since 8:05. Yeah. And he's missed the combo. Now, here's another opportunity for Matt. He can play the draw. He can play a 2-way shot here. He'd be unlucky not to still have a shot in the 1. But he can draw into the 7 and knock the 2 in. And that's absolutely awful. That's a terrible shot. Matt's had 2 opportunities where he could have. First of all, he could have played the billiard onto the 7. He was never missing the combo. That was always going in. He could have drawn off the 1 onto that combo and the 2 would have went in. Spectre Don, oh, no, he's missed the hit. Now, the question is, can he see enough of the 2 left side of it to play the bank? But he's got a perfect angle to run up behind that 3 and 4 here, by the way, if you're brave enough. And that's what he's playing. Oh, he's gone too wide. That's going to scratch. No. Yeah, I'm really surprised. I mean, you know, there are times you have to be a wee bit creative, and Matt missed 2 opportunities there and didn't go for them. And now he's decided he'd rather scratch. And that 2 and 5 are pretty much married up. And guess where Matt's going to be in a second? Well, he sort of asked for all of this happening. This could have all been all over 5 minutes ago, this rack. Try to roll dead onto the 2. And he has done. Oh, this is a deft little touch. You can still try and get up and bump that 4. Maybe get dirty behind the 3. You never know here. That's what he's trying. Oh, good effort. Good effort. But at least he's got Spectre Don hampered big time. Can he really get, well, an awful lot of work in the cue ball from where he was sitting? Now, this is now tricky. This is very tricky. The angle that he's got doesn't really allow him to play the similar shot here. Now, well, I know what's happening here. He's got to go for the bank. And get that cue ball running. He'll be on the 3. Bumping the 7's not going to do him any harm. If anything, it's actually helped him. And Spectre Don's going to be back all square here. Oh, we're just talking about you earlier on there, Coldest Pillow. I said you'd lost your bottle for Friday night 9 ball. I didn't say that. I just said you'd had enough of it. Oh, you're at your grandparents'. Where are they? Up the valley somewhere. So Spectre Don. 3 apiece. with Matt. And now with the break. And again, now this time, strangely enough, he's not lining it up. He's not lining it up with the window panel. He's lining it up that side of the table, looking at that pillar. Well, anyway, it's worked for him. He's got the 5 and the 6 ball in the break. And he's now got himself into the lead. This is going to be Spectre Don looking as if he's making his move. Well, Matt says that was a fun one. Well, I wasn't laughing at that rack. That could have been all over a lot sooner, Matt, if you'd done what I said, if you'd been a wee bit ambitious. Okay, you might have been riding your luck a wee bit as well, but I wouldn't. That'd have been too much of an invitation for me. I would have went for the first opportunity to play the billiard and knock that 2 ball in with the 7. That's what I would have done. I'm going to have to recline back a wee bit here. My back's getting sore. My back is sore. Like, my back's in constant pain, especially when I get home. Oh, that bending down. The old backs, my old backs get wear and tear from the years of playing snooker and pool. That's what's done my back in. And the fact that I'm doing a job where I'm bending every bloody 2 minutes doesn't help the situation. Out of the frying pan into the fire. I mean, that's why I stopped playing. Well, there's another reason why I stopped playing snooker. The bloody snooker club shut down. But the eyes were going. I couldn't see the end of the table. And now it's just as bad in VP4. I'm trying to yawn silently, by the way, here. I've got to sit up. I need a chiropractor. No, that's these people that twist you around and cause you even more pain, isn't it? That's what they do. They pull you and push you and punch you and stick their fingers in parts of your body. No, I'm not into that. They do pervy stuff to you and tell you it's good for you. No. In fact, you end up in more pain going to see one of them. Well, Spectre Dawn is now building up the lead. It's now a 2-rack gap. And Matt needs a wee bit of help. And there's the result. Final rack decider between Chris and Wenny. Chris survives. Wenny goes home. Now, he's doing this to bug me, by the way, Spectre Dawn. He's lining up with that first... See that first bit of the pillar? That's what he's lining up with now, I think. Whereas every other bloody week, he's lining up with that slat or that vertical point on that window frame there. That's where he was always lining up. He's going the other side just to bloody annoy me, to keep me guessing. Well, again, that was just one cut too many. And Matt's got an opportunity. The slight off-angle cut here on this one. But look at where the 2 is. He might have overhit this. I think he's overhit it. Oh, he has done. Now, well, he's got the pot, And he's going to have to play again the reverse bank on the 5. And that's went narrow way too soon. And he knows the inevitable is going to happen here. Spectre Dawn, unless he makes a howler, is going to be on the hill. Well, I say a howler. The 7 balls probably stone wall combo if you're sitting good on it. But if not, you're trying to get on the 7 ball. And he's trying to get there. And I think you could safely say that was pretty well done. Absolutely spot on. What do you think about that One Direction guy down? Well, I'll be honest with you, Coldest Pillow, I have no clue who he was. I had no interest in the band because I never watched, was it Britain's Got Talent or whatever the hell it was at the time, or was it the X Factor? I stopped watching that a long time ago. Not that I watched it much. I only ever watched it if I was sitting eating whatever was on at the time. But I have no clue who he was. In fact, it showed you a picture of him and one of his colleagues in the news earlier tonight. I didn't know which one was what. Which one was him. Don't know who they are. I wouldn't know a One Direction song if I heard it. I wouldn't go out my way to listen to any of that crap because none of that stuff is my kind of music. All of the people I like are all dead or dying. Well, Matt, at the point of no return. Now, how's the 6-7 combo looking like? Or is he going to play the 6 long into the corner? Probably is, looking at this line. Yeah. No clue who One Direction are. Don't even know how many's in the group. Well, all I know is there's one less now if they ever have a reunion. I don't know whether they're split or not, or whether they're still playing or what. I haven't a clue. Well, this is not where you want to be, Matt. What's the thought on Tuchel as England manager? Do you think it should have been an Englishman? Well, I don't see a problem. I mean, at the end of the day, England have got a good squad. They've been unlucky. If you're the manager, you're always going to be the fall guy anyway. So that's part of the deal when you take on the manager's role. Oh, Matt's got himself in a hole here. No, he hasn't. The 2 ball's still on the table. I forgot there. I'm trying to look at the chat and concentrate what's happening in front of me. I don't even know who this guy is. I mean, I don't know what his background is. I don't know where he's come from. I don't know who he's managed before. He obviously must have some kind of decent background, or the England, the FA wouldn't have been interested in him. Let's be honest, England supporters don't care who managed them either. Let's be honest and straight about it. Nobody cares who your manager is. It's results that count. It doesn't matter. He'll be the best thing since sliced bread if England. He's got a lot to live up to though. When you look at what Gareth Southgate achieved, he got the best performances out of England and the best results out of any manager in the last 40 years probably. I'll be corrected in that if I'm wrong. I'm just talking as an outsider. He took England to 2 finals or whatever. Okay, they didn't win them, but in another day they might have. But, when you're England and you're still droning on about 1966, nothing's good enough until you've done something like that again. What you've just got to accept is there's better teams out there than yourselves. Right, well, Spectre Dawn eventually goes through, 7 racks to 4. We've had more results through, so now we do need a bit of catching up. So this will update in a second. Matt is, well, he's already there in the one loss side. Stefan and Chris are at 1 apiece. Chris getting the 5 ball. That's who's going to be playing. Either of them will be playing Matt next. Larry is through. He's waiting on the loser between Miskin and Steve-O. And Spectre Dawn is waiting on the winner of that match. So, well, what do we do here? Do we try and jinx Mark? Well, Mark needs some help because he's 3-5 down. Or do we go in and watch Stefan and Chris? Because I don't think I've seen this guy. Chris, where is he from? Let's have a look. Well, Chris, well, there's a friend of Coldest Pillow playing in the tournament tonight. He's from Wales, so he's got the Welsh flag. Stefan from Germany. He won the Champions League with Chelsea, did he? Was he the manager? This guy, I'd never heard of him as Chelsea's manager. You sure about that? That shows you how much I pay attention to the English Premiership. I never knew that. Well, there you go. So, I mean, he's got credibility there, hasn't he? But, you know, depending on the results, he'll be either a pile of shit or he'll be a very good manager. There's no grey area. He's either going to be good or bad. Well, Stefan's got himself out of line here. Now, again, for anybody who's watching this, I said earlier on that Stefan, when he plays in this tournament, that he's either good, bad, or ugly. And this time he's good, and the 7's get in as well, and he's on the 5. But very quickly he can get ugly. And he's trying to check this big time at distance. This is difficult. You see, that's why it's difficult. When you start putting loads of left English on it at that distance, with the, you know, you've got the cue ball travelling up the table with that left English on it. A very difficult shot to judge. And of course, when you do it at the wrong time and your opponent's got the 5 ball as his money ball, it's a game. And Chris, well, all you need to do is pot the 1, pot the 2, drop the 4 in, and you're on the hill. So this is anywhere on the left side of the table, well away from, don't do that. See, that's somebody that, you know, Chris, again, doesn't know enough about the technical side of shots to have played that shot. Just lack of knowledge. In fact, if it wasn't for the fact he's getting a 5 ball money ball, Stefan should walk this. He really should. No, Stefan is really good on occasions. On occasions I've seen him in this tournament, he's been absolute garbage. And that's an honest opinion. It seems to me that sometimes Stefan plays this and he's desperate to get out of it. He doesn't want to go too far into the tournament in case it goes too long. But anyway, Stefan is on the hill. And if he's got a shot in this one ball, which he hasn't, he should have been out if he had a shot. Well, he can jump, but again, I think the one ball's too close. No, he's nailed it, perfect. And he definitely should be out now. Well, Miskin has taken out Steve-O. Steve-O heads over to the one-loss side. Stefan looking to avoid the bump on the 8 ball. And he hasn't. And so now he's in trouble. He's hampered big time. And again, you make the mistake in this 5 ball, it's going hill-hill. Got to try and keep the 5 ball safe. Now he's got a chance of doing that, but he's going all out for the bank. And he might get away with this. Yeah, I think he has. Are you covering the game Sunday? And Chris has scratched again. I'm covering 2 games on Sunday at the moment. In fact, we'll just cover that in a minute once this match is done, for the benefit of the rest of our viewers. We'll just clarify that. Now, Matt, MC Clarkey, turned up tonight hoping to arrange his match with Larry. But Larry, I told Matt, this was before Larry arrived in the lobby. Matt said to me that he had sent a message to Larry but had no reply. I said to Matt, Larry will be here. He'll be in Friday night 9 ball. And Larry signed up. So Matt was hoping to get that match done tonight. Cue ball's gone. Well, that's your last mistake, Chris, for this week's tournament. Now, just a quick check in the 9 ball. It looks tight, but it isn't frozen. And we'll have a look at that schedule in a second or two. I'll have another quick drink as well if I can find my bottle. So, Stefan survives by 4 racks to 2. Right, let's... now, is it back the way I go? Right, there we go. So if we look at the schedule on Sunday, October the 20th, starting at 7:30 GMT, according to that, but it's actually British summertime. We've got Fast Eddie and Spectre Dawn on the one-loss side, race to 9 in the 8-ball World Championships. And we also have the round 4 match with Albinario in Bedhead, race to 11 on the winner's side. They're going ahead at 8:15, so we'll probably see, well, my intention would be to see all of this match. Race to 9, it might not take that much longer than 45 minutes to an hour, and then join the Albinario Bedhead match. So, I mean, these guys are all quality potters of the ball, so the matches won't take that long unless they really get tied up. Right, so let's back to the matter in hand here. On the one-loss side, we've now got Stefan up against Matt. We've got Larry and Steve-O playing, and Steve-O's getting a 7 ball. We've got the hot seat match just about to take place between Spectre Dawn and Miskin, who's getting the 5 ball. They've just started. Meanwhile, we are going to jump into the Larry Steve-O match, seeing as it has started. And Larry looks as if Oh dear. Commentators cuss straight into the room and have jinxed Larry right off the bat. Well, Mark, I'm waiting on a thank you. Now you've got to just chip this 6 ball in so the cue ball comes out of there. And that wasn't it. He should have just chipped it in and used the angle rather than doing that. Oh dear. See if there's a way to do things wrong. That is it. You've got to just let the cue ball run out of there, not trying to do acrobatics with it. Okay, he's got away with it. But that's why you come down and have a look at the 6 ball, see how it's sitting in the pocket, and use the edge of it to get out. Well, no problem with Larry giving this a hit, but he's just got to give this a pop, I think, and hope he gets lucky. I don't think there's any point in trying to do anything else. Well, I said it wasn't difficult to hit, but he was over the 9 ball, and Mark just has to roll the 7 ball in, and he's 1-0 in front. Well, what an appropriate time for me to arrive the room, just to jinx Larry on that 6 ball. Steve-O doesn't look as if he's getting any joy, and he's going to be in trouble in a second or two. Now, Larry, this is a comfortable shot to play. Roll the 1 ball onto the short rail and nail him behind the 8. Well, he never found a line there at all. And the saving grace there is that this 3 ball's now gone reasonably safe. I say reasonably safe because Larry's going to pot the 1 and leave the angle in the 2 to come up into the table. Now, he might get greedy here and try... No, he isn't. He's playing with a bit of sense. He's just trying to come up here to leave the cut, I think. No, he is trying to get a bump, and he's got it. Fair play. And now, just into that gap between the 9 and 5. Not a difficult shot. Now, the 5 ball into the same pocket. And he's got the perfect angle, the 6, just to draw off it. Oh yes, I'm yawning big time now. I'm going further downhill now. This is where all the mistakes start now. I'm not talking about the players, I'm talking about me. Well, we've got a first, I can't remember the name of it, they've given it a name, the Irish Weather, Irish Meteorological Society have given the first named storm to the season coming in over the weekend. We'll have rain and gales, 50, 60 mile an hour gusts up here and up to 80 odd mile an hour further north, northwest. Coastal flooding possibly. You can tell we're moving into autumn big time up here. We'll get weather fronts moving through for the next few months. So Steve-O very quickly responds. Was that a little dirty 2-9 combo he had there? I wasn't paying attention, my eyes were half shut. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to go and put the heating off. I forgot I've left it on. I'm warm enough now. Hang on, I'll be back in a minute. Now, before you all ask me, yes, my heating system does have a timer on it. And I think it's set to go off at 10 o'clock, but that's too late. I'm warm enough. Oh, so it was a 2-7 combo Mark played. Aye, because he's getting a 7 ball. Well, this looks... I mean, the cut's tricky enough. It's where the cue ball wants to end up going. Well, that 4 ball has just got in the way. He's going to have to cut the 2 in the side. It's gone a millimetre too far, that 4 ball, and the 2 ball would have potted comfortably. Now, you've just got to, I think if he can draw off this, or has he got enough room to go forward and use the rail? Well, he got the right bump in the 6, but again, if he'd bumped that just a bit more, he would have probably killed the 5, but he's fine. So this 8 ball will be played long, I would assume, into this bottom corner. Well, Larry took the risk. He could have stunned that in and drawn away from the 9 and squared it across the table for the 9 into this left-hand corner pocket, but he just let it run into it, hoping he got a lucky roll. But he's managed to dig out the pot. But he's doing everything to try and make his life difficult. So, all square. Well, if it wasn't for the 8 ball, this rack would be all over. And look at Steve-O's 7 ball. Well, Larry's going to play the push out and get rid of that. Get it back onto its spot. But he's left Steve-O with a wide open bank and no problem getting on the 2. And he's nailed it. Gets the bump in the 3. Now, this is anywhere out in the table and you've got a 3-5 combo. Where could this go wrong? Well, there you go. That's how it goes wrong. You bang the ball far too bloody hard. And that's the worst effort you're going to see tonight. Bloody terrible shot that was. I'm glad I'm not in Discord with Steve-O. I'd be ripping him a new one. That was terrible. Talk about snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. That was it there. Right there with that shot. All you had to do was pot the 2 and spin the cue ball into the table. You didn't need to bang it. You just needed to pot it. Take what you needed of the 2 ball and spin the cue ball into the table somewhere. There's no way you're going to miss the 3, whatever the hell ball it was, combo. Or was it 5? I mean, all far too simple, and suddenly it becomes really complicated. Unbelievable. Now, you can't blame that to me for jinxing him. That was just a terrible shot. Well, Larry is going to be breaking for the match. And maybe Steve-O's like me, because he's normally not on VP4 much further beyond this time of night. I think Beddy Buys is calling. And talking about Beddy Buys, that's where Stefan's heading. Matt has taken him out by 4 racks to 2. And meanwhile, Larry's come up dry in the break. He's not left anything really inviting here for Steve-O. And he's overcut that by the country mile. Saving grace there is that he's actually got a problem set up there with the 5 and 8. Now, the assumption is, looking ahead, Larry can pot the 2 and he can pot the 3, and if he leaves the angle, now isn't that the 4 ball that's at the table? Am I just talking when it's the 8? No, it's the 4 ball. If he can leave the angle in the 4 ball, he can spin across and bump that 5 and 8. That's thinking ahead. Unfortunately, where he shot himself in the 3 ball, he's got no chance of that. It is, yeah, that was. I mean, Larry's at it as well. I mean, everybody's finding ways to lose things. You know, just find a way to break down the visit. Well, if you're brave enough, you would play the shot, but if you get the thin edge, that could be just as good. You could play the double kiss off this 4 ball as well, but the 9 ball might get in the way. He's going for the bank, but I think that 4 ball didn't really have much room off the rail to try and play that. Well, he's stuck to the rail. First of all, that's part of the problem. The other problem is one of them cuts in the 4. And then the other issue is he's probably not getting anywhere near the 5 ball from it. Well, that'll work. He's fluked to 7. And now, is he going to be able to work an angle here off this 4? No, he's running for cover. That's not improved the situation, but what it has done is it's got Steve-O in a bit of a hole, to say the least. He's hampered over the 8 ball, Chinese snooker. It's a 2-rail kick. He looks as if he's going behind us, by the way. Yeah. And at least, for his sake, he didn't bump the 5 and 8. So Larry's now got ball in hand to try and do that. He's having a good look at the 5. There's no way that's potting. And the other problem is the 6 ball's in the way. Now, if he plays the pot and the 4 that way, he can come off the rail and get over here. Or he's trying to go up and down this way. So he's got 2 ways he can play this to try and get there. Well, obviously that isn't trying to get there. He's looking to leave the bank. But is he trying to get a thin cut? Well, you can't get enough of it to play that. You can't play the bank because the 9's in the way. I don't know what he played. Let's be honest. But what he's done is he's brought the 5 in play. And now, if Mark can get 1 good pot, he can take this all the way. Oh, and it's clipped the 9 and got in. Look at that. Look at that for a rub of the green or a rub of the 9 ball. Jammy get. And he's going to complain because he didn't get that great on the 6 ball. He's banked that in. Cue ball running loose. And now it's an all or nothing bank on the 8. Or a cut combo into the 9. And of course, he's got to pot all of these because his 7 ball's gone. Now he has to hope this marries itself to the rail. And it hasn't. So Larry has got an all-out reverse bank on the 8 for the match. Because the 9's over the hole. And that's perfect. So Larry is going to end Steve-O's participation in this week's Friday Night 9 Ball. And now Steve-O can go to bed and have nightmares about that bang that he played earlier on. Right, so Larry marches on. And Larry is now up against Matt. And meanwhile, Spectre Dawn in the hot seat match is 5-3 in the lead with Michigan. But we're going to stay in this one loss side because we're going to be jumping in to that room. This bloody thing's reset itself again. That's what it is. Bloody annoying, so it is. Right, so Larry is getting the 7 ball. Now, was it not Matt that put Larry in the one loss side, or am I just... Have I totally confused myself here? Who put Larry to the one loss side? I've totally forgotten already. In fact, Larry... Yeah, it was Matt that did it. Yeah, Matt. I thought Matt did it. Right, so there we go. So it's revenge time for Larry. And we're in just in time. Matt on the right-hand side. And race to 4, remember. I tried to play it round the corner. But that bang that you played, it was bloody terrible. You didn't need to hit that as hard as that. All you had to do was just chip it in. Let the cue ball roll out into the table. You were never missing the combo. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't have played that if I was in Discord with you. That's the first thing I said. Just cut it in, let the cue ball run out a wee bit. You'd never have banged that like that. Not with the tactical genius in the corner. Now, did you get in the money, by the way? I forgot to say, maybe not. No, he didn't, because obviously we're well short of a full field. You were only 1 short of getting in the money, Mark. 1 short. Well, you'll be heading to bed now, so you've probably left the building already, so good night. Thanks for taking part, at least, building up the field. And meanwhile, Larry's going to be off and running here with a 4-9 combo. How tight's that 9 ball? Not that tight. In it goes. So a good start for Larry. And well, this looks like a pretty good follow-up, because he's had a ball in the break. He's sitting nice on the 1. No, he isn't, because that's the 9 ball. My bad. The eyes have gone. I thought that was the cue ball there, but it's the 9. The cue ball's up table. Told you it was falling asleep time. He's missed it in the way up, caught it in the way back. So there's match chance laid on a plate for him. Not a problem the table. And he should be out. Now, is he going to just stab this and kill the cue ball? Yes, he is. Well, anywhere left, right side of the table will do. Well, he's almost got there. He would have liked to have just rolled this in. He's just got to get the cue ball into the table. He's just letting it run out. So we are 1 apiece. And I'll have a quick tab. Once as well. 7 balls gone in the side. 1 ball's a cut. Let's have a quick look just to see how that hot seat match is going on. Well, it looks like Spectadon on the hill. And we're waiting on the inevitable result coming through. Oh, he was trying to drag all the pace off the cue ball again. This time it didn't work. Didn't get the 2 to the hole. Giving Larry a lifeline. Again, loads of checking the cue ball to stop it running towards the 5. Now, this is a dicey little cut. I think he's wanting to dig into this to nip across here on the short side for this 4. The one thing that could have affected that was a 6 ball. He's missed the 6. And again, it's dragging all the pace off it to get the pot and stop the cue ball leaking away. He's played that very well. And all is good. Apart from the fact he's a bit close to the rail. Now, this is just a little stud in it, or a little roll through, whatever you're more comfortable playing. And he's played the stunt. And he can pinch a very slight bit of this. In fact, what am I talking about? He didn't need to do it. Again, I've forgotten he could get a 7 ball. And there's that result we're talking about. Spectadon into yet another final. He's taken down Miskin by 7 racks to 4. So that will mean that Miskin is lying in wait for the winner of this match. Spectadon can go and get a coffee because he's got maybe half an hour before the final. And it is just gone 7 minutes past 9 here, British summertime. Well, Larry's got a ball in the break, but he's got nothing in the 1. I mean, he could try and make a bank on it. He's billiarded the 3 in instead, kept the 1 in play, and he's good to go. Now, ideally, he would like to bump the 4, but he's actually not even risking that. He could just nurse the 1 in and make sure he was on the 2, no problem. But again, he's just a bit too close to the rail. He might, I don't know whether he wants to just roll through and play the 4 into the side. That looks simple enough without trying to do acrobatics with the cue ball. Oh, he's not hit it. He's not hit it. I mean, he wanted to be there, or he wanted to be there to roll the 4 in. Now he's in no man's land. Now the cue ball's running loose. And that's a good recovery. He's controlled it well. Stopped the cue ball running away. And a straight roll in a 5. Leaving that nice little angle in a 7. And that will do. So get yourself right out into the table. And again, I've totally forgotten about the handicap. I've forgotten it. That's twice in a row I've forgotten about it. He's in a bloody 7-ball money ball. Anyway, the good angle to get onto that 8. So Larry has broke off. In the rack, he needs to march on, and he's on the hill. Little 1-2 combo. Well, he's going to have a dodgy cut in the 1, and all he can really do is come back across the table and try and manufacture a combo with this 3-9. He's a wee bit heavy. Now, can he cheat the pocket? I think he can cheat the pocket. Yeah, he got a bust through there. Yeah. My eyes are half closed. It wasn't until I actually opened him up there that I could see he had room to get it past the 9. And I've also remembered that Larry just needs a 7-ball here. And he's got a perfect angle in the 6. Down the right-hand side. Well, he spun it around the corner, but loads of room. And so Larry has got revenge. The 4-1 win takes him through to that meeting with Miskin. I think this will be the first time we're going to see Miskin tonight. But he's obviously made use of his handicap. Matt, of course, got into the money, so he has come out with a profit. He's actually come out with, no, tell a lie, he hasn't, because it's 150 to get in this, isn't it? He's come out with a $40 profit for getting that far. And let's have a look. Where the hell's Miskin from? Well, according to that, he's from the UK. Right. Looks as if he's an 8-baller with the 8-ball logo. Well, we'll find out just how good he is. Who's from Berwick? Miskin. Well, he's as good as been a Scot, isn't he? I mean, Berwick used to be in Scotland many moons ago. Berwick upon Tweed. Now, Miskin is getting the 8-ball against Larry. And we'll get an idea of what level Miskin is at. Doesn't look to be that it's a player that plays an awful lot either, because you don't see that name around very often. I mean, I have seen the name before, but if I have seen him in Friday Night 9-ball, it was a long time ago. Well, Larry almost at it again, trying to get himself in trouble. And this ain't, well, he's dead straight, so he just needs to nip this back 5-6 inches. And you see, I don't believe he played for that in the side. I'm telling you, he's overhit that. You might say, yes, I did play it in the side, but I think he might have overhit it. But anyway, it still works. Oh, and he's in bedhead territory here. Is this like, who played in last week's Friday night 9-ball final? Somebody go and look for us, please. I can't remember, and I bloody streamed the thing. But Larry's got the cut. I cannot remember who. Was it Larry Inspector Don last week again, or was it the week before? And I don't remember. A, I don't remember who played in the final. And B, I don't even know who won it. And I watched it all, supposedly. But Larry's break, well, here's a chance for a 1-9 combo for Miskin, but he seems confident enough that with ball in hand he thinks he's going to get himself to the 8-ball. We'll soon find that out. Well, he's underhit that slightly. Now, he really wanted to be up there because you then want to play the 3 clean so you can just come back for the 4. And it's just threatening to go wrong, but he needs one good pot in this 4-ball, and provided he comes round the back of the 7, he can get up here for this 5-ball. And that's well done. Now, the only way this is going to go wrong is getting stuck behind the 7. Got to be the short side. I mean, you can nip into this to come down the long side, the wider side, but you risk scratching in the corner. So let's see what he does. He's coming. Commentator's eye. Ta-da! Don't say I didn't warn you. The commentator called it. Well, I was thinking nipping it back. He went 2 rails, but he still scratched. So I was still right. Never doubt the commentator's eye. In fact, he should have played the one that was slightly riskier, getting hooked, but safer because you weren't going to scratch. Oh, Larry beat Spectre Don last week. Ah, right, so the way it's looking right now, it's going to be a revenge match time for Spectre Don. Is Mark still here? Is he going to go all the way with this tonight? Just remember, the commentator's eye is never wrong. Called it before it happened. How many times have I done that? Well, you going to bed just as the final starts? Come on. You've got to go all the way. I mean, I'm half asleep. I should have been in bed half an hour ago. You're going after this. All right, don't let us keep you. Oh, dear. Well, Miskin has hung the 2. And Larry can, I don't even think he needs to tweak this at all. He just has to make sure he doesn't hook himself in the 3. And commentator's eye again. He's hooked himself in the 3. Big jump though. Plenty of room. And Larry's made a complete hash of that as well. And the cue ball's gone south. Well, everything that could go wrong has went wrong with that shot. Oh, God. You've got to laugh, haven't you? You've got to laugh. Oh, dear Larry, what are you doing? I mean, if there's a way to bloody put your foot in it, Larry's found a way. Now, this is a little stun and hold the cue ball out there. There's plenty of room for that 4 to go past the 7. Watch the 8 though. Oh, he's got the little nudge. Now, what do you do here? Do you start running loose? Well, I don't think there's much option because the angle's that much, but that's fine. So Miskin still needs to get that 8 ball. Nice angle. Oh dear. Oh dear. And Larry's going to get through this probably without losing a rack because Miskin can't take his chances. And he should have buried him there. Oh, good evening to One Pocket Slim. I was just saying that you'd probably been at work. That's why you didn't make it. Well, Larry should be on the hill, but I didn't say anything where Larry's concerned because he's finding all sorts of ways to get himself in trouble. But he's looking comfortable enough unless things take a really bad turn for him. Oh, it certainly looks like that at the moment, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it. Now the angle he's got in the 1, he wants to run over to the short side, you see, with that angle. So he's got to thump this in if he wants to. Well, he's decided to leave the bedhead cut instead. That was the safest move. And now he might check this to come to the rail and come out for the 3. Now, is he gone far enough this time? Well, he's fine if he pots this, goes to the rail, maybe checks the cue ball very slightly, unless the 4 goes past the 8, which it does, but it's tight. But he should be coming back across the table here for this 4. Well, he could have played it better than that, but he's still got a shot. Probably just roll this in dead weight and just leave the cut in the 5. And he's home and dry now. You can't fail with this table. Well, you can go forward and just let the cue ball run out far enough. You can draw across. He's going forward. The only danger is a side pocket. He's well away from that. And so Larry is in for the rematch, the revenge match for last week's Friday night 9 ball with Spectre Dawn in a race to 9. There we go. I'll have a quick drink. No doubt Spectre Dawn won't be in a hurry to get into the room. He never seems to be. But at 22 minutes past 9 British summertime, we have a final. We have Spectre Dawn up against Larry, rematch of last week's. We've got a snooker tournament going on. And we've also got the 9-ball $303 daily edition going on as well. Right, so let's get in. And of course, Larry generally doesn't hang about. He just wants to get on with it. We'll have the lag for the break, and then it's a race to 9 in the final. Larry will probably be getting... What will he be getting? 7 or 8 ball again, or something like that. Probably the 7 ball. Well, here we go. No, he's getting the 8 ball. So we've got Spectadon on the right, Larry on the left. And Spectadon just pinches it. Now again, he's lining up. You see where he's lining up with that strut on the pillar? He's lining it up with that now rather than the window. And it's working because he's got a ball or balls in the break. What went there? The 9 went in. He's plumbing the 1. 2 balls wide open. 3 ball is accessible. And everything else has got a pocket. So you know where this is going. Well, he just got enough into the cue ball there to squirt past that 6. So let's have a look at this angle. He can do a little dig into the 2 just to stop it. Now, has he left himself? Has he came back far enough to be able to cut that? Yes, he has. Oh, he hasn't hit it though. He hasn't hit it. I thought he might have been trying to play that long. And now he's got himself awkward here. He's in between 2 shots here. This ain't a gimme. And that's what happens. They just, at that pace, if they catch any of these knuckles, they will not go. That was pretty bad shot there from Spectadon. He had plenty of room to get that 4 past the 7. All he had to do was drop the 3 in and get the cue ball out a wee bit. So that was poor for a player at his level. And he's gifted it to Larry. Larry just needs to drop the 8 in and he's off the mark. Eight ball into the right side. 1 ball is wide open into the left side. 2 ball gets interfered with slightly with this 7. So that's going to make the 2 ball a lot less accessible. And he'll probably just take his medicine and leave the little dinky cut. Oh no, he's trying to get there. Well, I'll tell you something, Larry's anything if not ambitious. I mean, why didn't he just pot the 1 and leave the cut? Because he's left it way short. He's left it a foot short of where he wanted to get to the 2, whereas he could have been out on the table here and just cut the 2. So that was asking a lot to find a path through there, as well as the right pace to get there. And now the inevitable should happen. The Spectadon needs the angle in the 3 so he can either stun directly up the table or go to that long rail on the left. He might be, in fact, the angle he's got into, he might go the left side of the 3-ball here. It's hard to say what he's going to do. I mean, if he pots this and cheats the pocket a wee bit, he might be able to go over the left side of this 3-ball. Instead, he's chosen just to take what he's got, and he's got the bedhead cut in the 3. And this is, well, there's as much chance of this being as good in the 4 as what Larry's had. And again, he's bumped to 8 and got another bedhead cut. But Spectre Don's had, he's had loads of practice doing all this kind of stuff, loads of table time doing it, and generally he gets them most of the time. His strike rate must be very good. That'll do nicely. He can go forward, come back across with the 8 in the same pocket. And now just a little drop-in cut. Let the cue ball. In fact, you want to actually make sure you run up the middle of the table. You don't want to head an angle that's going near this side pocket. So 1 apiece. He's at it again, lining up with that strut in the pillar. There will be a technical term for those struts up and downs. An architecture, what do you call them? An architect or somebody would have the proper description of what they are. But he's lining up with the edge of the first one. And Spectre Don's breaks dry. Oh, there Larry gets lucky. He gets very lucky. Not that he's been all that lucky in getting in the 2, but he's got the bank in the 2, and again, not a great odds for getting a shot in the 3. Try to duck up top. This looks good pace. It looks very nice. Well, get out of that one, Spectre Don. I think the first ball, the 8 balls in the way of hitting it off one rail, and this, I don't know whether the side pocket was in the way of hitting it with the 2 rails, but either way, Spectre Don hasn't got a hit. Now, Larry could go for 3 fouls here. I mean, he could just nail the cue ball in behind the 9, but Larry's not going to do that. He's going to roll through for the 3, because everything else is on, as long as he can get the 3 and get decent in the 4 to get out for the 5. So that 5 ball more than likely is going to be played into the same pocket as a 4, provided Larry's got the angle to come back off the short rail or out behind the 5. The 8 ball blocks it from going down into this corner pocket where we are. So he's perfect now for coming up into the middle of the table. Well, I would just be going forward and around the corner for the 7 in the side. That's what I'd be doing. Loads of room. You could stun it in and hold for the 7 at the bottom right, which he's done. He's took that as an option. I would have just let loose and probably got in trouble for it as well. Well, Larry defending his Friday night 9-ball title has got himself in front and looking to build on it. That's the same old story, week in, week out. And I think he's come up short. He ain't get anything in the break. And of course, when you don't get anything in the break against Spectre Dawn and you leave the 1-ball on, you fear for the end result. But it might not be quite as simple as that. Let's have a look at this 5-ball. Well, the 3-ball is handy. The 8-ball's an interference, but the 5-ball goes. Not forgetting that you're not playing from the 3 to the 5. You're having to play from the 4 to the 5. So that's going to make it difficult. So this is an interesting challenge here for Spectre Dawn to get out. And this is something that he does more often than not, even where that 5-ball is sitting. I mean, it doesn't look good. We know it goes. But there's 2 balls that can interfere with the shot. And let's see how he deals with it. So he already knows the 5-ball goes. He's just now looking at a rough idea of where he wants to be on this 4-ball so he can get up there. How does that look? Well, he's got to come down this side here. And the pace is good. The line is good. And the angle is perfect. I don't know whether he's going to catch some of that 9-ball though, but as long as he gets enough pace and comes into the table, he should be fine. Well, he's left it short. He took a lot more of the 9-ball than I thought he would. And suddenly, it ain't quite so simple. But I presume he's going to blast this to cut it in, but he doesn't look as he's doing that right now. I mean, it's off the rail, but will he have a shot in the 7 is the question. He's trying to duck here. He's trying to nip this and nip in behind the 7. He's left it short. Well, he might find himself in trouble in a minute if Larry doesn't pot the 6. Now, what I mean by that is Larry might try punching the 6 up the table with the danger that he might pot it and try and duck behind the 7 and 9. But it looks as if he's... is he trying to just bump this up, or is he going all out for the cut? Yeah, it's all out for the cut. And look at the way that's finished. Look at how that turned out. I mean, fair play, Larry's gone all out for the cut, but look at the rubs he gets. A rub in the 9, a rub in the 8, and everything's wide open. So now there is daylight. Well, the surprise there with Spectre Dawn not getting that cue ball out. Now, I'm sure he, like me, didn't think he was going to get that 9-ball as thick as he did. But that's what killed the pace in the cue ball and left him way short and square on that 6-ball. So you can never guarantee 100% when you're hitting another ball. But the 5-ball was that tight to the 9 that you couldn't avoid it. And Larry's break comes up dry in the meantime, and Spectre Dawn is off and running again. And that needs to miss the 8, and it has done, and that's perfect. Right, see you later, Mark. I don't know when he typed that. He might have typed that 5 minutes ago, because I haven't been looking at the chat. Well, Spectre Dawn looks as if he's going to give an immediate response here to stay in touch, not let Larry get away. Well, he didn't really pay a great deal of attention to he went to the other side again. He's went to the window again. And he's dry. He's dry, but left nothing on. Now, does Larry want to play this one ball, or does he want to just push out up onto the short rail and leave an edge of the one? Because this is tricky, this shot. And, well, in the end, he's played a terrible shot. Well, that's why trying to get that edge, it'd have been far easier just playing the push out up the top rail. He might have been put back in, you never know, but anything would probably have been better than what he ended up doing there. Well, the worry would be the 7 ball. Just because access is not that great to it, so you've got to get down far enough and far enough over to the left to be comfortable on it. And, oops, wrong button. But the angle he's got in the 6 is perfect. Just to come up that left-hand side. Got to get there, though. Got to get there. I think he's just got enough of it. Yeah, well, he's actually going to have to tweak it a wee bit. He doesn't quite think he's got enough of it, but he's got it. And the inside English, or the right side English there, spins the cue ball around and out for the 8. And all of a sudden, Larry's advantage has gone. So now we all ask the question, is that 3-1 lead going to dwindle away into a big deficit by the time that Spectre Dawn is finished? Because he's a man in a mission this week. Well, the 6 and 7 ball follow each other into the bottom right. He's got the cut in the 1. Loads of room up onto the 2. And he's going to be in the lead. That's all I need to say about this rack. Uh-oh, hang on. Yeah, he's fine. I thought he was going to go straight there on top of that 4. Panic there. Now, I'm thinking back to earlier in this match. That, what did Larry have? Did he have was it the 7 ball I was talking about that he should have cut down the rail? And that's where he ended his visit. And since then, it's been Spectre Dawn. Is that not maybe right? Or am I mixing myself up here? Because as it is, it's now cost Larry 3 racks. Whatever his last mistake was. Well, a ball in top left. And once again, absolutely stonewall plumb on the 1 ball. It's going to have to be, I would assume, the 2-6 combo. Well, this is just, again, a sort of dead weight roll. Stop the cue ball running away too far and leaving the 2 ball near the hole. Well, he probably wouldn't have minded if the 2 had dropped. He wasn't absolutely ideal in the 3, but now he's just got to judge getting the cue ball out of there off the 2. Oh, that's fine. So I'm happy with that, Slim. If you're going to be around on Sunday, I was going to do the 2 of them. I didn't know whether you were going to be here, but if you're going to be there, fine. You do that first match. I've not a problem. And the other thing is Larry and Matt will be setting their match in the not too distant future, because Matt turned up tonight in the hope that he was going to play the match with Larry. He'd sent a message to him, but he hadn't had a reply. I said to Matt when he turned up, I said, look, Larry's going to turn up for Friday night 9 ball anyway. Larry arrived and then signed up. So their match is going to be sorted out very, very soon. I don't think Larry can get that. Well, he could hit it, but he can't pot it. And he got a double kiss there. I think he was trying to play the cross double. And he just got a little brush again on that 4 ball. Well, that was Larry's opportunity, albeit slim that it was, to try and stem the tide, but Spectre Dawn looks as if he's going to open the gap now. So Spectre Dawn, in the attempts to regain his crown, which at the moment sits on Larry's bonce. Yeah, he's now back to the window again, isn't he? Yeah. And he's making reasonable enough progress. It's 4 in a row so far. Good evening to Run Out Rob. Just in time to catch most of the final. Now, did Spectre Dawn come up dry there again? He must have. And, well, again, Larry's got the pot and the 2. Can he get out of there clean? And, well, anywhere over this side, he should be able to see the 3, and he's got out clean. He doesn't want to be stuck in the rail, though. But this just needs a decent pot and high enough into the table. Now, even if he finished back down here, that's still better than leaving it hooked behind the 8 ball. That's fine. Now he doesn't want to go straight though. Now he's got a dilemma. How close does he want to try and get to this 5-ball? Because he's got a shallow angle, and you don't really want to try and go forward off this if you can help it. I'm not sure whether he can get that and not avoid the 7. He's avoided it. He's avoided the scratch, and he's landed it on a button. That's perfect. That was perfect. Couldn't have played that any better and stuck the cue ball exactly on the money to get on that 5. Perfectly played. Now he's got another problem. Now you look at the 6-9 combo, that's stone dead if you're sitting good in it. Oh, he's had a brush. He didn't want the nudge. Or if he did want the nudge, he wanted to hit it harder, and now suddenly it ain't set at all. He's now trying to make it. Well, this is all your eggs in one basket with this shot. He's nailed it. Well done. So Larry does stem the tide. He's back to within 1. I need my confounded glasses. At the lake carp fishing, figured I'd check in who's winning. I can't tell on this little phone. Right, well, I'll tell you. It is 5 racks to 4 to Spectre Dawn. This is a rematch from last week's Friday night 9-ball final, which Larry won. So Spectre Dawn is trying to address the imbalance and take Larry out. And right now, he looks as if he's going to address that advantage and increase it to 2 again in a minute. And there, my YouTube's gone again. I'm looking at the... oh, there it's back. It shows up as 7. But for some reason, there's this little bug where it just wants to disappear. The count on YouTube is 7, but it just disappears every now and again. I mean, I don't care about that. I'm just glad that I've had trouble-free PC streaming live streams since I switched the overclock off in my PC. Everything's been going like a dream. But I have had high hopes before, but I think that seems to be definitely the fix, but I won't tempt fate, knowing my luck. So, Spectre Dawn back to a 2-rack lead. Now, did anything go in there? 6 balls just dropped. And, well, he's got a dodgy cut in the 1. He's going to bang straight into that 3 ball, and if he's lucky enough, he'll have a shot in the 2 from it. Oh, now, did he play the cut there, but he's actually billiarded... He's billiarded the 3 in. Did he play that? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he played that instead. But he certainly... he didn't get enough cut in the 1. So... all looks good at the moment. Well, you are trying to jinx me, Slim. Come on. I mean, if I suddenly had £1 million tomorrow, I mean, there's a subject to discuss. What would you do if you suddenly came into a fair bit of money where, first of all, the rest of your life was secure? You know what I mean? You know, whether you've paid a mortgage or whether you're buying a house and paying the mortgage outright and all of that. You know, what would you do? I mean, if suddenly somebody said to me, you've definitely got £1 million or £2 million, I wouldn't need to have 60 million. I mean, that's okay. If I had 60 million, I'd certainly have a better car, but it wouldn't be first on my list. First thing I'd be doing would be looking at houses, definitely. I would probably I'd probably hire a designer or whatever, or people that would rig out a house, if you know what I mean, whatever you call them. I'm talking about getting a big 70-inch telly in a TV room. That'd be one of the priorities. I would have probably a couple of cars if I had enough money. I would probably have a couple of cars. I would probably have a little sports car of some description, and I'd probably have a big Land Rover Discovery or something like that, a big off-road 4-wheel drive thing. But I would get a decent house, big telly in it. I would have top of the range 10 grand PC with all the bells and whistles. I would have a proper games room designed with green screen. I would have all the lighting equipment, a proper desk built in for the computer and everything. I would probably have all of that. I wouldn't see. The thing is, Rob, you see, you're making a mistake there, Rob. You're making an assumption. Now, you see, this is where people go wrong. The first thing I wouldn't do is quit my job, because in the back of my mind, I'd be thinking, this is all a dream. There's something not right here. Somebody's going to knock on the door or phone up and say, by the way, we cocked that up. It's not true. You're only getting £1,000 or something like that, or $1,000. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do that until I could look at my bank account and see the numbers in it. So the first thing I wouldn't do is go on the phone and say, yeah, this is yours truly. Take yourself and go to you know where. I ain't coming in. I wouldn't make that mistake. I wouldn't be doing that until it was cast iron, without a shadow of a doubt. I had the cheque in my hand, or I could see that the money was in my account. Then I would go and give them abuse and tell them what to do with their job. Yes, in fact, I wouldn't even go and tell them. I would just phone them up. In fact, no, I'd send them a text. I wouldn't even waste my time phoning them. I would just send them a text, say hello, goodbye, and that would be it, and let them scratch their head going, what does he mean by hello, goodbye? No, that's what I would do. And then I would honestly probably look at my local community and find out if there's anything needs doing that's going to benefit people in my local community. But then again, I won't be hanging around that long, because I'll be moving out. So I'd probably invest in something locally before I move. But where would I move to? Well, if I was going to be still doing live streams and stuff, it would need to be somewhere where I'm getting decent internet. So I wouldn't be thinking, right, I'll buy a house in the Highlands and get that built, because internet connection up that direction is not the best in the world. I wouldn't think of moving to the States, because they can keep all the bloody bad weather over there. I can handle the weather over here. I wouldn't want something too much. Would I seriously think in investing in Virtual Pool 4? No. Because there wouldn't be any profit in it. In fact, tell a lie, I would forward that proposition to my financial advisor, because whenever you come into loads of money, you'll have a financial advisor who'll tell you, no, steer well clear of this. Don't do that. They'll want you to invest in all of these other scams and schemes. I wouldn't be gullible enough to do that. Yes, there's a lot to ponder when you come into money. Getting nice clothes and all of that stuff. Lots to think about, but the thing about it is it's all a dream anyway. It's all what we all dream about, having enough money where you don't need to work. But the reality is, I'm trying to keep a roof over my bloody head. That's the reality of it. So that soon brings you back down to earth. Well, anyway, that's enough of the fantasy. The reality here is that Spectre Dawn is on the hill. 8-4 lead. 1 ball in the break. Nice cut in the 2 from distance. A long 3 ball. Now, if he can come out of there clean, looks as if, let me have a look, I think he's got too much angle for this to be comfortable. Is he going to jack up? Because that then makes the pot even more difficult. I think he's worried about the line the cue ball's taking. I certainly would be. The cue ball just wants to interfere with that 7 and 6 ball. Oh, I've just read that line again there, Slim. How much would Steve sell VP4 for? I mean, what would I want to buy it for? I'm not exactly technically advanced enough in game production and development to actually do anything with it. Well, Larry very much at the point of no return, and he's got an immediate problem here because he's too close to the rail again. He's going to have to dig in, and he's going to have to dig in a bit here. Yeah. Now, you've got to take your medicine. You want to get out to about there and not much further, because you want the angle to use the 6 ball to get around for the 7. Round about there. We'll give him that. That's pretty good. Now he's got a choice. He could just dink this in and play the 7 long, but he needs to get out far enough in the 7. He could come around into the table and go above the 7, and that's what he's doing. Well, he's went straight across. And that line looks fine. He can go forward and check it up with a bit of right so that he's affecting the line back this way. And that'll do it. Oh, Spud Boy's arrived in the room. Well, Larry has prolonged the match for at least one more rack, and it's just gone past 2 minutes past 10 my time, which is, well, provided Larry doesn't hang around much longer, I'll get to my bed a wee bit sooner, but you never know with Larry. Well, he's got a ball, he's got a pot in the 1. And again, he's going to take some of this 9 ball unless he's digging in really deep. But he should have a shot in the 2. Well, he's found a little gap. Now, his issue is the 3 ball. It ain't going. And so he's either going to have to, I mean, if he just pots the 2 and comes out and tries to get a line in the 3 where he can just push through and lock Spectre Dawn in that 9, that might be a good move. But does he really want to? If he wants to really go for it, he can get the cue ball up the table this side and play the bank. But he's not got much other options. One of them would be to lock up Spectre Dawn. And I think he's taking the second option. That looks pretty good to me. That's right on the money again for the bank. And then after that, providing he gets the 4, what does he do with the 5 ball? Does he have an angle? Well, he's missed the bank. And I think that is it for tonight, Larry. Well, Spectre Dawn is going to complete the formalities here. And in the meantime, we will cover this in a second, just as a final reminder, before everybody dashes out. We've got this 5-8 combo, which is stone wall as long as all you're interested in is pot and a 5. You can't miss the 8. You just play the 5 ball as a pot. So Spectre Dawn regains the crown. He's the VP4 Friday night champion for the 100th odd time. No doubt Larry will be back next week. So it's yet another title. Of all the Friday night 9 titles he's won. And he's still in the 8 ball, looking to get his maiden Virtual World Championship. And talking of that, we've got the 2 matches on Sunday, as Slim has said earlier on. Slim will be here to cover Fast Eddie and Spectre Dawn on that 1-loss side. Race to 9, that starts at 7:30 British Summer Time. That would be 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific. And then come 8:15 or 20:15 British Summer Time, we'll have an all-Swedish clash again. Albinario against Bedhead in the winner's side match, race to 11. I'll be covering that on Sunday evening, so I hope you guys can be around for that. Now remember, if you can't, Fast Eddie and Spectre Dawn's match, Slim will have that saved on his Twitch channel, so you can catch up with it there if you miss it. And likewise with this one, if you're not there for the Albinario Bedhead match, it will be on my YouTube channel. It will be under the tournament playlist. There's a playlist for this tournament. I've got all the matches that I've done on it so far. So that's what to look forward to. And also the Larry Matt MC Clarkey match. That's going to be imminent as well. It will appear on the schedule. So that's it, folks. Thank you once again for your company. Good luck to the guys on Sunday night. Should be good. Quality players are left in the tournament now, so you expect quality matches. I'm looking for, there's a name I've never seen before. Antok Probolingo. What a name. Where's he from? Is he still there or has he disappeared? Let's have a look. He's from Indonesia. Right. Until we meet again, I am off to bed. Take care, and we will see you again very soon. Good night, folks.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.